Okay, you guys, let's do this. It's going to be so professional. Like, so professional. Here we go. Welcome to the Live Support Podcast with your hosts, Michele and June and June Colson, a couple of clean comedians who support each other and others through comedy's wacky and winding roads. I hope you're ready. Get set. Let's go. Since podcasts have a catchy tune, we wrote this song for Michele and June. Clean comedians are best friends too. Oh, that's so good. And you never know what they'll say or do. Here we go, sing with me on Live Support, with Michele who's really short. We'll have a ball, with June who's really tall. They have fun, interviewing comedians on Live Support, with Michele who's really short. Now it's time to start Live Support.
The Live Support Podcast is brought to you by the Hot Breath Comedy Network.
Wow, give yourself a round of applause. Welcome to the two-time award-winning Live Support Podcast. I'm your host, June Colson, here with Michele with one L, Trisha's sister, Rhonda Corey's friend. Do not call me Shelly, the one and only Michele VanDusen. Michele, scream!
Well, I wasn't going to scream yet. I figured, when we introduce the guest, right?
Okay.
It's been a while.
You know
it's been a
what,
while, yeah.
Is that how we're starting this thing? Is that
I
how
don't know. I have no idea.
Or you just telling me how you're going to do it? Is that what's happening, VanDusen?
Yes. I'm a little.
You know what?
That's you know what? Here. Okay. We started off with that one. So
I tell our audience who are listening, what did you just play, Michele?
A kazoo. A kazoo. A
What kind of
lovely,
kazoo?
shiny, purpley kazoo that's from June Colson Comedy paraphernalia. What is this called? What would this be? Like trinkets?
Paraphernalia.
Trinkets?
I don't know.
I don't know if that's the right word. I don't know. I'm learning here. But
that feels like something you should hide in, like, underneath the console of your car. Paraphernalia.
That's
It's
what
a
everybody
kazoo.
says.
Why, Michele?
Kazoo.
Why a
can do it.
kazoo?
Kazoo can do it.
Kazoo can do it. Hey, you know what I can't do?
Whistle.
Wink. No. I can do all that.
Can you just take? Let's see. Go ahead. What can you not do?
Did you say take a breath? That's right.
I'm sorry. I'll just sit over here quietly now. Go ahead.
Is there something we need to talk about, Michele? I feel like there's some underlying issues that need to be worked out before we begin this episode of Live Support.
No. Let's.
Are you sure? Okay. Listen.
Don't make me laugh so hard I cry and pee again. Just don't do that.
Okay. Yeah. So if you listen to our last episode, I had Michele laughing so hard that she was crying and peeing herself. Why? Well, let's listen to that laughter, shall we? Let's listen. Hold on. No. Here we go.
Yeah. It's okay. They can just go back and listen.
Why can't
you know what happened is people
Hold on.
Probably just forwarded right through that whole part, that whole introduction, because it really was 10 minutes of us just laughing. So
it was.
Go.
Okay. Here, I think I know what happened.
Laughter is contagious. It's very important that you laugh, and so if you don't know how to get started, just go listen to that last episode. You'll just jump right in. June,
I got it now.
Your sound effects now.
Listen,
way too long.
Listen. It's so worth the wait, though. It's so worth the wait, especially since our guest today is
Linda.
the next sound effects.
Linda,
Ready?
look at me. Listen, Linda.
Wait. Shh. Listen. We're gonna laugh and have so much fun. We may even hear Michele do this. Oh my gosh! What?
You're
Well. Okay, here we go.
That's
here we go.
great.
Rhonda, yay, you're
Oh
staying.
no! Dang it! What is happening? There it is. There it is. Go back one.
Well. Okay, Rhonda. Yay.
Oh my gosh!
See, if you
Never mind. You know what?
you didn't have it
This
queued
is
up.
why we don't. Yeah, we don't do anything with technology. This is why we don't do anything with technology.
Hey, but I'm
gonna
super
get it
excited.
straight.
I have a graphics card now in my computer, so I hopefully, I won't freeze out, and I can do like funny, fun, cool things. But I'm learning here now that I have a graphics card, which is very important apparently. So I'm just putting that out there. Graphics card.
You
Okay.
know, I tell you, my technology skills are really bad. When the other day I did a show at a center, like the community center in a neighborhood that was 55 and over. And
Mhm.
I would think that like 65 was the youngest person who was there at the show. And they had to show me how to do something on my phone.
I just figured that was your beat.
That's
As you
pretty
thought.
much. Yes, Michelle. Thanks. I always like to have some random music underneath.
It's called Feeding the Ducks.
Oh my gosh, this is off the rails already. Okay, this is totally off the rails. And so I say, why not just bring in another level of chaos to the show? I am so
Yes.
excited. Okay, seriously, today our friend Dory McLemore is traveling to go
Oh,
record her
yes.
dry
I'm like,
bar.
she's not backstage. That's right. She's
No,
traveling.
no. She is traveling today as we speak to go record her dry bar. Our friend Christy Condor just recently recorded. Christy and Dory both have had an episode on the Laugh Support podcast, so you can go back and check those out. Christy got to record with our friend Jeff Allen, who has also been on Laugh Support, and our friend Lee Harden just recorded his second dry bar. So all of those will be coming out, you know, sometime in the near future, like in a year, 2 years, 7 years. We don't know. We'll be glad to announce when that happens. But what's so exciting is we have another dry bar friend. And our podcast is called what, Michelle? What is our podcast called?
Laugh Support.
Laugh Support. And you and I may have been there to support this friend when she recorded her dry bar comedy, which is now out. So why don't you introduce who is on our show today?
Okay, so our guest today is one of our favorites. She's a returning guest from season 1, a comedian and producer. She's worked with the greats, and now she is one of the greats. You got it. Let's welcome back to the Laugh Support podcast, Chewy's mom, the dry bar sensation, the wizard of Walmart, Macy's favorite customer, Rhonda Corey. Woo, 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 woo. Yay!
What is that?
It's the screaming goat.
Well, I can see that you have progressed so much since
Yes.
the last time I've been here. So that's amazing. Just wow. I'm blown away right now.
These
Well,
are gifts from
Rhonda
June.
Colson Corey. Well, go ahead, Michelle. You go ahead and play her in.
Nope. That's it. We're good.
Rhonda Colson Corey, welcome to the show. The Rhonda Corey. First of all, you are our very first 2-time guest.
Stop it.
What?
Yes. Stop it. Really?
Yes.
Really, we have never interviewed anybody twice. I think Michelle and I we have had 80 something episodes, and we have never. What have we?
We
Go ahead,
did.
Michelle.
We interviewed Joel twice. So we have had a return.
Joel, who? I'm sorry.
Joel
Never mind.
okay. Well, because he's the one that inspired the whole thing. Okay.
That's right.
He's
Right.
like our
So
boss.
you're our
He's
first.
our boss.
You're the first.
So-
You're the first female comedian that we've interviewed twice.
That was so smooth. That was so smooth the way you just kind of slithered out of that.
Yeah.
Was, wow.
Well, you know, if you want to go back and watch the season and the episode that Rhonda was in, it was episode 7, and it aired July 11th of July 1st of 2021. Yep.
Wow.
So, yeah.
We have been at it almost 2 years now, Rhonda, and we're so excited to have you back on the show because my goodness, so much has changed. You have had so many accomplishments, an exciting journey since 2021, since we last spoke to you. So let's start with Dry Bar. All right. So your Dry Bar comedy special just came out. What is the title? Yes. What is the title of that, Rhonda?
It is called The Wizard of Walmart.
What?
The Wizard of Walmart. Check it out. Check it out.
That's it. That's it. I have to just peek around the corner and I can see it. That is it. Yes.
So tell us when did your Dry Bar drop? When did that come out?
It came out April 12th this year, 2023. And no, I'm lying. It was April 11th. I'm so sorry. April 11th. A lot has happened this month, a lot of crazy things. So I missed it by a day. No, April 11th, it came out, and very exciting because I recorded it May 21st of 2021. And you guys might have remembered that day because you both were there to support me.
What?
We
were there? Of course.
Which was Michele, you ended up just showing up. I had no idea that you were coming. June, I knew was going to come, but I didn't know that Michele was coming. So that was an extra surprise. I ended up seeing you in the lobby of my hotel, and I was scared. No, I'm just kidding. No, you were talking. I went down to the lobby, and you were there, and you had a bag for me, which I like that bag, by the way. It's a very cute bag, and I do use it. And you had some presents in there, including chocolate. And so, of course, I never forget chocolate.
Yeah. How could you? Right? I mean, chocolate's the best.
Right.
So
I forgot that it was a surprise, Michele. I forgot that I obviously Rhonda knew I was staying in the hotel with her and all of that, but I forgot that you came as a surprise. So how did that happen, Michele, that you were able to pull off a surprise and not give it away in the first place? And then who brought you there?
Oh, those are some good questions. I was not good at hiding the surprise at all. In fact, oh look, there's Rhonda backstage. I just want to point that out there. Because again, I'm not really good at this technology yet. So
random pictures may pop up at any time.
Yeah. At any time. There's Rhonda. Yeah, so because I was supposed to go to Chicago, and then that trip got diverted. And so instead of headed to that, we ended up, my husband took me the long way to Utah, right? And yeah, and so we went everywhere, did pop-up comedy shows all throughout the place. And so when we finally got there, it was exciting, and went to the lobby because I knew she was, and I asked the front desk to call her. And they're like, well, you have a package here. And she's like, well, can't you just hold on to it till the morning? And they're like, no, ma'am, sorry, you need to come down here. And she's like, so you already had an inkling because I wasn't responding to your texts earlier. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm traveling, it's bad cell service. I was, but we did, this was what was so fun is we stopped at the Clean Museum on the way there. And I took Rhonda's little hand sanitizer, Clean Comedy, and I put it on the different displays and took pictures of it. And I'm like, I should have had a picture of that right now. And I don't. So that's on me. Yeah, I know. Sorry.
Only Michele could have found the Clean Museum. That's only Michele.
So so 2 hours extra to go to there. I'm just putting that out.
This is why I don't travel with Michele. So we obviously came to support you at the show, but I know that leading up to it, you were hustling. You were on stage after stage after stage, preparing. I know that we had some friends in Arizona that were supportive to you and got you on a stage there in Indiana. So tell us about that journey and how you prepared for the Dry Bar special.
Yeah, so it was a very difficult time because we were smack in the middle of a pandemic. So 2021 in May, I mean, there was, we were, coming out of it somewhat, but not really, right? It was still pretty, especially around here in Rhode Island, there were just no stages available. There really wasn't anything going on. A lot of virtual stuff, but that's about it. So in order for me to prepare for Dry Bar, I needed to get on stage, right? And make sure that I had my set down. And so I went to as many places. I traveled as many places and got on as many stages as possible. I went to the Cubby Hole. Marlo, Rutz, our friend Marlo, has a stage in her basement, and it's like a little club, and so she offers that to her neighborhood. It's really cool. It probably fits about 50 people. There were probably less because we were, obeying the laws of the pandemic. So but
So,
Robert
all
G.
2
Lee
people.
was there. No, there was probably like 30 people. Robert G. Lee was there and Tim Steele was there. It was a really fun show. And then Robert G. Lee and I headed off to a show that Brian Atkinson and Aaron Sorrells were putting on in a
Yes.
church. And that was a lot of fun. It was really, really, sorry.
Technology.
I know, right? It just rings on my computer. I had my phone silenced, but anyway, so yeah, so we did a church there, and that was really great. It was a lot of fun. And then I think I came back here and I actually had a show. It was live, but it was sparse with people, and they did it virtual as well. So that was fun. That was a women's organization. They were raising funds, Power of the Purse. And I'm just trying to think. I went to I went to Arizona and did
2 shows there? Or
I did
3?
4 shows.
4.
It was
Nice.
4 shows in Arizona at the club there. And I also did Gutties. And June, you actually drove to Gutties for that performance, and that was a lot of fun. So I got on stage as many times as I possibly could. So when I got to Dry Bar, I was ready, because there is, any comedian knows that if you do not get on stage, there's a little rust on you that you have to shake off. So yeah, I wanted to have my set down so I could get there and have fun. And I really did, because they are incredible. Dry Bar is incredible. They are set up for comedy. They had just started allowing, they were at 50 people and they just started allowing 100. Now, usually their audience, I believe, is at least 250 to 300. But we had 100. So, I mean, it still was a smaller audience than usual, than what Dory and Christy are getting. But it was a great audience. Dry Bar audiences are there to laugh, and they enjoy, clean comedy. So
I found this picture. There's
I
3 of us.
that.
Michele VanDusen, okay, Michele tries to do every episode a picture of my crazy eyes. So that's the first one. Look at that. Look at those crazy eyes.
Crazy eyes. But see, like now this one, this is the upper balcony at Dry Bar.
Wow.
And so you can see how many chairs they had set out, and it was full. It was completely packed. But right there, it's empty chairs. It was before the show. And this, I just have to say, I'm going to pop this up. Oh, you look amazing.
Yes.
Like in the Dry Bar, what are you wearing? Like, who are you wearing?
Who are you wearing?
Yeah, who are you wearing?
Actually, that top did come from Macy's, I have to say. And it was a gift from my friend Gail, because when we were working together, we would somehow at times slip off and start surfing the internet and landing on Macy's. And it was around Christmas time, and I said how much I loved that so much. Like, I really, really loved it. Hint, hint. And so she did get it for me for Christmas. And so that is one of my favorite tops, because if you notice, it's cut on a diagonal. And so when something is cut on a diagonal like that, it does divert your eyes so that you're not seeing what's. It's very, very, oh, there. Okay. So many things in front of me. I'm dodging all the pictures, you guys. I know some of you are listening. I'm dodging pictures that Michele keeps putting up in front of me. So
yeah, but I mean, look at this though. This, like, see the boots that you have on and the pants. I mean, you were ready, and you look like a rock star. I'm just going to put it out there. You look like a rock star. And it was such a great show. I'm so glad that we did take the time to drive and be there because it was so good. Now, I am not the only one that thinks that your dry bar special is good. And because I don't know if you noticed right here, top 10, the Wizard of Walmart. So, and you're right there next to Jeff Allen and Andy Woodhull. So I'm just gonna put out there, you are staying in since your video
It's
launched.
been three weeks. I don't know if it'll make it this week. We don't know, but it has been 3 weeks so far in the top 10. So I'm very thankful because that means people have watched it. And so, it pays to pay people money to watch your special is what I'm
Yeah, I didn't get any money, and I've watched it more than once, and I've shared it more than once. So I really like it, and I find myself laughing just as loudly as I did while we were sitting there in the audience. I'm just
I
gonna
think
put
you
that out
can
there.
almost hear your laugh too, Michelle.
Oh, you for sure can hear Michelle's laugh, and I mean, it's great and all, Rhonda, that she keeps watching it and she's pretending it's for you and your comedy, but really, she just enjoys hearing herself laugh.
That's
Yes.
hilarious. That sounds
Yeah,
like
that's
a little woodchuck or something. I don't know.
I know. That was the laugh that she sent me when we were on a Marco together, and I told her my husband had lost 9 pounds and I had only lost 4 in a week, and she thought that was hilarious. So that's a supportive friend. Okay, so back to the outfit, because for our listeners, they couldn't see what you were wearing. Michelle mentioned the boots. So Rhonda she was in all black. She had black leather pants, black boots, this really cool shirt that had fringe that was cut on an angle, just some rockin' jewelry. And the background were all these vintage speakers. There's a different background. It used to be every time that they film. Now I think they use the same background for a few episodes.
Twice.
But
Yeah.
but it's all those little things. Like I know that when you went, you brought more than one outfit.
Yeah.
But what you
Oh, yeah.
chose looked perfect in front of there. So tell us about the vibe at Dry Bar, the folks that you met, just what that whole feeling and ride is like once you get there to the time that you're finished performing.
Yeah, well, it's really exciting. You have to get there a little bit early. And so, they want to make sure that, your outfit works with the background and that you're comfortable in it. And, I'm sure it's Dry Bar approved. And so I had brought 2 other outfits with me, but that was my first choice. And though I have these patent leather boots that I've had, and they're my stage boots. I just love them. I call them my power boots. I love them. And so those had to be a part of the outfit. And my favorite top. I was really excited, it was, so you get there, and then I was lucky enough to perform with Haas Ridgeway. So I knew someone there, and that was exciting. And we had actually performed at Gutty's together, I believe the week before my Dry Bar special was taped. So that was really cool. And June, of course, you have been friends with Haas since you were kids. And so there was
Yes.
a cool connection there. It was just real. I was really, really fortunate for that. Everyone there is so nice and so professional. It's unbelievable, and that it runs like a clock,
Mhm.
it's unbelievable. They just have everything just down. You get there, your outfit, you do your hair and makeup. I had done most of my hair and makeup, so they did some touching up, which was wonderful. And after that, you have to record your your plea for your tip plea.
Give me money. Like
Please
that.
tip me, oh please. And so, which helps, the tips actually help. They don't go directly to your house or into your account, but they do help to pay for your special. To record a special like that, it costs a lot of money, right?
Mhm.
So the tips, and anytime someone watches it, that money goes towards paying your special off. So, and then you collect residuals after that. But so you do your tip plea, and then you wait, and the audience fills up, and I believe Haas went on first and just crushed. And then they kind of reset, and then I was in the middle, and it was fun. I mean, both audiences were really fun. I had a great time. I was so glad to have some friendly faces in the audience. You guys, it's there's nothing like having your friends to support you. I mean, that's what your podcast is all about. And you two are just become such incredibly close friends, even though we all live in different areas of the country, right?
That's why
you
we're
can
still
meet-
friends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably why. But no, the cool
Yeah.
thing is that you can meet on social media. There's some downsides to social media, but there are some great parts, and especially I think we really recognize what we can do with it during the pandemic. So there is good that came out of the tough times. But
So you said that Haas went first, and then you, and then the guy that
Adam.
closed the show is Adam.
Mhm.
So did Haas's show, did his dry bar drop already, or is that coming up like next week, I think, right?
No, so his dry bar peeking
There
around.
you go.
Rhonda, peek around. Come on around here.
I
You
know,
can
it's so
look at
great.
you.
His dry bar actually has dropped, and he has
Okay.
clips out already too. So
Nice.
that's kinda
Okay.
cool. And so, and the I must say too, the next day, we recorded on Friday, right? And
Mhm.
Saturday, Andrea Caspari recorded her special,
Yes.
and June and I were there to watch her for her first taping, and so that was fun. And her dry bar special is actually out as well.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's very cool. So this is Andrea.
Yes.
There she is.
So hers was the next day, and then this is us in the car. Okay, so Ross was driving us, but I want everyone to see.
Oh,
this
go
is-
back. Sorry. Can you go back to Ross? Look at Ross's eyeball. Look at him eyeballing it. He's like, okay, so this is a picture Michelle showing her husband Ross is driving. She's cheesing in the front. All of us are super cool with their sunglasses on. And Ross is kind of smirking and looking at the camera side-eyed. I love it. That poor man. He is a saint.
Well,
he was willing
was-
to drive
yes,
3
but he
female
was
comedians
driving.
around Utah.
He
Yeah.
was driving, and so because he was driving, he's watching the road and then just checking. But I love this picture. This is at the restaurant that he took us to, and of course, as you notice, Rhonda, you look amazing. You're just
Yes.
the superstar
Yes.
you are, and of course, June's like, "Oh, but look at me! Look at me! I got my heel kicked up."
This was okay. So this picture has me with my hand out being a diva because Rhonda and I were pretending that we were superstars and Michelle was stalking us. And I was doing I'm sorry, no pictures of Miss Corey, please. No pictures of Rhonda Corey. And I was trying to, but yes.
No,
yeah, it's
you
a
were
great-
posing
great
because if
picture.
it was no pictures of Rhonda Corey, you would have stepped in front of her like, no, But you're like, oh, my time. I see that.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
This is how you pose. This is a superstar
Mhm,
pose
mhm.
right there. Okay.
Also, if you'll go back to that picture with me posing,
Mhm.
I pulled those flip-flops out. Y'all see those flip-flops? I pulled those out today, and that shoe,
Yeah.
it's separated, the toe and the
Separated.
bottom. So now I know it's because I drug my toe across the concrete in Provo for a funny picture, and then I had to pay for it. So now I have to buy new flip-flops, but it was a fabulous shot, don't you
It was
think?
worth it.
You're
It was worth
welcome.
it to get that picture. We had so much fun. Yeah, that was afterwards, and we got to drive around. And I mean, see the Utah is beautiful. The
Yes.
mountains, it's just
Oh,
it
yeah.
was gorgeous. It was absolutely gorgeous, breathtaking, even just to watch the landscape. It's incredible. And we had fun. We went out to eat afterwards and had a lot of laughs, and we were messing around with the waiter, right?
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, the waitress's boyfriend.
Waitress
Yeah, she gave us some
boyfriend, yeah,
inside
that's what
scoop
it
on
was.
him, and we really, we full on just kind of pranked
Yep.
him at the cashier's desk. So that was super fun.
Here's
That was
just a
really
shot of the mountains behind the
okay.
restaurant.
Yes. Yes,
So there you go.
gorgeous. Just
Yep.
so pretty.
Mhm.
So pretty.
So, Rhonda, we have a lot of Christian comedians and a lot of clean comedians that listen to the show, have been on the show.
Mhm.
Some that have done dry bar, but then a lot who hasn't. And it's, it's goals for a lot of people. It's something that people are trying to get to. So if you were talking to someone right now who wanted to do a dry bar or had booked a dry bar, what tips or inside information would you give them that maybe you wished you would have known or you learned during the process of doing a dry bar special?
Well, I think one of the things is definitely to make sure you have your set down.
Mhm.
Even even still, I did mess up a few things, and I don't want to talk about those because no one knows, but I know.
I'm
June
sorry,
knows.
you know, and I know, and hotel security knows because
Yes,
when it,
because I sat up. Was it the middle of the night or I don't know when I finally realized and I went over and I was like, I forgot my joke. I can't believe I forgot this joke. And I like screamed at the top of my lungs because it's very upsetting because you can't go back and
no.
re-record something that's already been recorded. So you have to just deal with it. And the way I dealt with it was I screamed. And
We were in Arizona. We heard you at that point. So
probably
Yeah.
you probably did. It's very upsetting. And then watching my dry bar, I actually forgot a huge joke in it that I can tell. Like I left out a huge punchline, which we don't need to discuss that either. You have to realize too that I mean that was 2 years ago, and so a lot of my jokes have evolved, and I've tweaked them and
Yes.
fluffed them, and so you have to make peace with that when you go and watch it back finally you've probably perfected a lot of those jokes, and so
Yeah.
you have to settle like that's how it was then, and I did my best then. That was my best that I could have done, and so I did prepare for it. I think it's really important to prepare, is to get on as many stages as you possibly can. And if you're not primarily working clean, not every single comedian there works clean 100% of the time. So if
Right.
someone's listening to that, make sure you go over what is clean. They send
Mhm.
you a list of what the do's and don'ts, but I would probably reach out to someone and ask their opinion. Is this clean for is this dry bar clean? So you might want to do that. Um, I'm trying to think what else. I mean, just have fun. I know we always say that, right? But
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
so important to have fun because when you're having fun, the audience is having fun. And you just have to make sure like you're entertaining them. And not that I don't think you should take it seriously because I think you should take every show seriously,
Right.
but
Right.
not to the point where you stress yourself out and you're not enjoying what you're getting to do. It is
Mhm.
it's not going to change your life, but it is a great opportunity. So that's another thing. Like, don't think that I'm on dry bar now. Next is Fallon. I mean,
Mhm.
not
Mhm.
that that couldn't happen, but
Right.
don't count on it. It's just a great opportunity. It's a wonderful accolade to have. I am certainly thankful for it, but don't get so caught up in it that you're not going to enjoy it and you're going to stress out about it. I hope I answered your question. I don't know.
No, I think that was good. I think also just a reminder too to people who are recording, you actually get to record, you do two shows. There's an
Right.
early show and a late show. And so if you do realize that you missed something, there's an opportunity to get that in the second round, and then they're able to piece those two together and put together a package that's the best of the best. And I think that's what comedians really want. It's the hardest thing to get great audio and video, and you cannot beat the quality of video that you get when you do a dry bar. And I think she had a great time, and she was really fun and relaxed. Wasn't she, Michele? Don't you think that Rhonda came across just ready to rock and roll when she got there?
Definitely. Absolutely. Definitely. Or yeah. I mean, you saw it. If you watch the special, it's fantastic. I mean, you look great. The set looks great. So like your hair and your makeup, that was on point too. Like, did you have to spend a lot of time on your own makeup, or do they have people for you? And like, because the only tip like my mom would ever have said would be like, make sure you reapply your lipstick between the shows. Like that would be her big thing. Got to have lipstick on. I was such a disappointment to her. No lipstick. So like, did you like it? I'm curious about in between the shows, because you typically aren't a comedian that you don't do club shows, right? So like the typical club thing is, Wednesday through Saturday, and you got 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday. So here you're at Dry Bar, you have 2 shows. How did you keep your energy up between it? How did you like get yourself, ready? Because I mean, I've done mostly just shows where you're one and done. So how do you keep yourself in a good mind frame to continue to do a second show like that? And
So
it's taped.
yeah. So I think actually you can't wait to do the second show, because you had so much fun during the first show that the second show is like, I can't wait to do this again. It's people that love roller coasters. I call it the roller coaster effect. You're like, oh, I'm going to be on the roller coaster. I'm getting on, and the big hill, and then like you get around, and you're like, I want to do that again. And that's the opportunity that you get to do it again, like, right then and there. And so that is a blast. And as far as your makeup question, and in between, you can order food in between, and they will go get it for you, whatever you want, which is really awesome, right? They give you the star treatment for sure. And they have the makeup artists that will reapply they make sure your makeup's okay, and they'll fix your hair. And I'm kind of wanting that all the time.
Yes.
I think that would be great to just have someone, can you get this little piece over here? It's just not doing it. But can you fluff me up, please? But no, so they take really, really good care of you there. They really do. And no, it's fun. You can't wait to do the second show. It's funny because the second show, the audience is going to be totally different. You're going to get laughs in different places. It's so crazy. If you're not used to doing, back-to-back shows at all, it's funny, the same joke that you just did an hour ago or an hour and a half ago, right, is getting laughs in different places. It's so funny. That I would also say to a couple of other tips: record it with your phone so you can go back and listen to it, and try right as soon as you get off stage to take notes about if you did forget something, or kind of go over it, replay it in your head. You could even replay it if when you recorded it, if you want to do that to yourself. I don't know. I have a hard time listening to myself right away after I record something. But the cool thing too is having someone there with you. Like, if you can have someone there with you to support you, there's nothing like that. And I was so gifted that both of you were there, So if you can have someone there with you, that especially that knows comedy, do it. Do it.
So
yeah, that's
people.
That is a whole different vibe than when you have a spouse or just a close friend. But when you have somebody who who knows comedy and
Mm.
just gets it and knows
Yes.
what's going on. That's a huge benefit too. And I just love how God sprinkled
This one.
in yes, couldn't bring Chewy. So if you can't bring Chewy, which Chewy knows comedy better than anybody.
He does. He does.
So yeah, if you can't bring your dog, then bring your dogs, right? Bring
dogs.
yes. So this was a fantastic journey for you. The Wizard of Walmart is now out on Drybar. And so if you don't have the Drybar app, Rhonda, tell them how they can support you and also get a discount on getting the Drybar app to be able to watch you and all of our other friends that we've said has Drybars. How do they do that?
Okay, so all you want to do is go to drybarcomedy.com. And if you use my code, it's Rhonda Corey, RHONDACOREY. You use that code, you will get a free month. And so you can cancel anytime, but you might decide, you know what, I really don't want to because this is so worth it. Because there are hundreds of Drybar specials to watch. And what is better than watching comedy, something that's going to uplift you and make you laugh and just put you in a great mindset, right? So I think it's a great idea. Go to drybarcomedy.com as soon as this podcast ends, and you can watch my special and so many others.
But wait, there's more. Because it's not only just going to drybarcomedy.com to watch that special, which is amazing, but people also need to then go to rhondacoreycomedy.com and check out all the things that you do and where you're going to be. And you have a new amazing tour that you're going to be doing, right? The Funny Together tour.
Yeah.
I want to hear all about this tour and what people can expect from it, and all the things surrounding this upcoming tour. And I'm sure that June has better words to say. Okay, go. Better questions. But here, let me. Yeah.
Okay. So
We'll
the
do-
Funny Together tour is basically peek around. It's a clean comedy night for your church. It is free. That's right, free to the host church. So if a church decides they want a comedy night, we can do it for free because we take care of all the ticket pricing, and we bring top-notch national touring comedians
to
the church, and we put on an amazing 75 to 90-minute show. Many of the comics that are on the Funny Together tour have either Drybar specials, they're comedy contest winners. We have some elaborate comedians. I mean, amazing, talented comedians. So,
and me, I get to be there.
And Michele is on the tour too. So we have 2, 3, or 4 comedians on a show, depending on the area, depending on people's schedules. And so all you have to do is go to funnytogethertour.com. You can check that out and see if the Funny Together tour is coming near you. Or if you're a church and you'd like to host it, there is a form that you can fill out, and we are going to try to get to your church. If that is at all possible, we want to do it because I think clean comedy is necessary. I think it's very necessary for Christians to be able to have choices and entertainment, to have clean comedy available to them, right? We have so many choices, but we have a lot of choices like, well, it's not that bad. If you're if you're a Christian, it's hard. We don't get a lot of choices for entertainment today. And so I think it's important to have clean, quality entertainment to choose from. And so I'm really excited that God's put this on my heart and that I can bring this tour to different churches. We are just launching it. It is just starting. It's brand new. It's on the ground floor. So
Oh, so a ground floor level. So churches can book you today and
Mhm.
get a
Mhm.
top-notch, clean event, clean comedy for their church. Uses an outreach, women's groups,
Yes.
date nights, like all the things that just a whole
Mhm.
church event. I love that. I love that, and I love how God has always put on your heart to bring in clean, fun entertainment, like especially during like the pandemic when you had your Talk is Cheap show. Like you had so many guests that came through on that, which was amazing. But here's what I love too is that you're constantly bringing people together. And so I
Mhm.
want to ask what I've got a couple of pictures here. I know we got some things, some events coming up, some events. But first, I'm just going to pop this up. If you need to go see Rhonda anywhere, check out her shows. Go to RhondaCoreyComedy.com. Find out where she's at. Get there, be there. You're not going to, you're not going to, you're going to thank us later. You're going to be like, that was a great show. Thank you for telling us. You're welcome. But this one, right? June, is this what's happening next?
Yes, yeah. This is coming up very soon. So when this podcast drops, it'll probably be like the following week. So Oakland Laughs Christian Comedy Showcase is May 31st at Oakland Baptist Church, which is the small suburb of Bowling Green, Kentucky. So yes, Rhonda Corey is coming to town. She's going to crash at my place. We've got lots of fun friends on there. Brian Kahatsu, Mike James, Christy Condor, Dory McLemore, Rhonda, myself, and maybe a couple of surprise additions to the show. So yes, so that is going to be awesome. I'm super excited to have Rhonda headed to Kentucky.
Yep. And then a few days after that, what's happening? What?
What? Oh my goodness. We were so fortunate to be able to do this show last year.
Mhm.
Popcorn and punchlines. And if you'll notice, a lot of the comedians are actually funny together toward comedians. So that's really cool. So we are going to have that show on Friday, June 2nd. It's a free show because this church, Westfield Church, is amazing, and they are sponsoring this event. It is going to take place at the IMMI Conference Center, and that is in Indiana. So if you are in the area, do not miss this.
Mhm.
This is going to be a great show. You can bring friends, you can bring anyone you want. And so I think it's an amazing opportunity to come and see this show. If you were to get a ticket to this show, it would cost you a bundle because the talent that is on the show is incredible. And there are going to
Yes.
be 8 comedians on that show. Is that
And
incredible?
me. And me. I get to be there too.
You're
Woo!
gonna- yeah,
Michelle, you are not helping us promote the show by by saying you're and me. Okay, because we all know Michelle is she's a wonderful comedian. And yes, that is the cool part is this church sponsors it. And so you don't need a ticket for it. You just show up, hang out, have a good time, and laugh. Again, we did that last year. It was a great show, and I'm super excited to be
So
able to
much
do that
fun.
with
The
you
popcorn was
this
on
year.
point. Like the
Yes.
popcorn was delicious. They had little drinks there too. Like lemonade or root beer or something. I don't know,
Yeah.
whatever it was. It was so good. So come have some popcorn with me.
That's right. That's right. Okay, so quick reminder, we want you to make sure that you go to Dry Bar. If you already have the app, go to Dry Bar and make sure that you are watching Rhonda Corey's special, Wizard of Walmart. If you don't have the app, get it and use Rhonda's code, Rhonda Corey. I did that super easy to do and got a free month of Dry Bar Comedy. So that was really awesome. Yes, Michelle.
Yeah. So when I went to do that, I got a little confused because I thought, oh wait, they're wanting me to sign up. So I had to sign up monthly, and I
Yes.
applied the coupon, and then it worked. And so then later on, I can switch it to yearly if I wanted to. So that was a little thing like, oh, how do I do this? So in case you're like me, not technically challenged.
Yeah. So make sure that you choose the monthly option and then you get a month for free. And then the Funny Together tour. So
Oh.
again, it's the church does not have to pay a dime to bring the show there. Rhonda takes care of all of that as far as getting the comedians there. And then it is a ticketed event. So Rhonda sells tickets to the Funny Together tour, but the church itself does not have to pay a price to bring this tour there. And it is national touring comedians. It is dry bar comedians. We even have comedians who have been Hollywood warm-ups, written and produced movies. Like this is a big deal, my friends, and it's going to be high quality shows. So definitely check out Funny Together Tour. You can find that at funnytogethertour.com. And then Rhonda Corey, we can find her a little bit of everywhere, y'all. Her social media, her videos are hilarious. So you can find Rhonda Corey at Rhonda Corey Comedy. Is that correct? On Instagram and Facebook and on YouTube as well, right?
Yes.
Yes. So all of those places you can find Rhonda Corey. Rhonda, thank you so much for being our first 2-time recording female artist.
Thank you so much for having me on. It was so fun. I didn't know if you were ever going to invite me back. So I'm glad that you did.
We had a huge meeting over it. And I was like, yes, we need to have her. And June's like, well, do we? She ruined my sandal in Utah. I'm like, no, we have to have her. She's like, do we? I'm like, yes. And then I'm like, well, maybe not. And June's like, what are you saying? Of course we need her on. We need
it's all
because our listeners have demanded to know about your journey to dry bar. Go ahead, June. Sorry, I interrupted you.
It's all about forgiveness and just having a good time and laughing.
Oh,
stop it.
Awesome.
Stop it.
Well,
That's you, Rhonda. Well. Y'all, that is going to end this episode of the Laugh Support Podcast. As I always say, Jesus and Junebug loves you. And Michelle, go ahead and torture me with a horrible mom joke. This is how she does it, Rhonda. I'm sorry you have to be a witness to this, but if I have to do it every episode, well, suffer with me because we're going to be funny together and suffer together. Go ahead, Michelle.
What would you call stolen cocoa?
What do you call stolen cocoa, Michelle?
Hot chocolate.
I know. Again, I apologize. Y'all, thanks so much for listening to the Laugh Support Podcast. If you are listening to us, then you can watch us on YouTube. And if you are watching us on YouTube, make sure that you listen to us on all major podcast platforms. All right, y'all. That's it. We'll see you next time.
Bye.